Hi Vogue, this is Iman, and today I'm very excited to share with you my life in looks. Some of it I might not even remember where, when, and how it happened, but it's always exciting. This is 1975. This is literally probably the same week I arrived in New York. I arrived, to be specific, October 15th. I was very excited, so the plane lands and I'm driven to New York and there was a garbage strike. There was garbage everywhere. I can see that I'm a little bit, don't know what I'm doing. I was scared. I've never seen a fashion magazine in my life. I've never worn heels or makeup for that matter. And so I had no idea what I was walking into. And what I love about this look is actually I'm wearing a Somali traditional clothes, the headscarf. But I remember that necklace, I bought it in Kenya. Probably it cost me a fortune. And I still have it, but now it's more like a sculpture that lies around on a table. This is 1977 for American Vogue. So you can see the difference. With 2-year makes. I have a bit of footing. I know how to walk in a heel, the way even I'm standing with one leg, wearing a heel, that's a lot. This is my first Vogue shoot. So here I am wearing Halston. Peter took me to see Halston literally the 4th day that I arrived in New York. So I walked into Halston's studio and he was so grand with all these mirrors around him, a hand in his pocket, the ever-present cigarette in his hand. And he said to me, "Darling, can you walk?" And I said to him, "How the hell do you think I got here?" I had no idea what he was talking about. And he actually had Pat Cleveland come and help me to show me how to walk. I was mesmerized by Pat because, as you know, she twirls and all that. And I was like, nobody is going to be expecting me to do this. There's no way I can do that. And needless to say, I've never copied her because I don't do the twirling. I decided that I will come up with my own walk, making myself very grand and, walk slowly and that. But all that came out of fear. This picture is for Yves Saint Laurent, 1988. What an amazing man. I mean, I was always impressed. First of all, the first time I went to Paris and I met him, I was impressed at how many black models that he hired. I mean, 90% of the models of his runway were black models. So that was very new to me to see it. But the other thing was that he can create things out of nothing, like magic. So I believe this collection was inspired by Mondrian. As you can see it, it's colors and cut-ups. One thing is that he always liked, he would say, you have such a great smile. Please smile when you're on the runway. What is so different than runways now, because you have literally a mosh pit of photographers now that is right in front of the models. So the girls never look now to the sides. They always look straight forward to the photographers and the cameras. So that is what you're seeing. It's like, I am reacting to photographers or also to the audience. So this is 1989. And as I said, my life in looks is my life with no look. Sometimes the absence of clothes and with a major boots like that says it all. This is when I announced that I was retiring from modeling, and Anna Wintour decided that I should have a big story written about my career and my retirement. This was the last picture, and it really is supposed to be me and the end of my career as a runway model and as a model, so the clothes were optional. But we couldn't resist these amazing YSL boots. Wow. Talk about runway. Thierry Mugler was one of my favorites, but I have to say he literally discovered me as a runway model. Once Thierry Mugler came into my scene, everything changed. We started with the hair. I have to tell you, I have discovered the first girl who actually was able to do extensions, hair extensions. She experimented on me. So we really discovered how to do the extensions, so the hair came into play, and all drama and all bets were off. It was high theater. We're talking about theater, and the clothes deliver that. So you were really acting in the scenes of this runway. So this is 1991, very early when David and I met. And at that time, I think, wore only Alaïa. I have no idea why, but what girl would say no to an Alaïa? I think I seduced my husband in Alaïa. I went to lunch in Alaïa. I walk the streets in Alaïa. I mean, I never do head to toe one designer, but only for Alaïa. This is one thing about also Alaïa. His belts, he does the most exquisite belts, but there is only one hole. If you put 1 pound, you can't wear that belt again, you know. So there you are. This is 1991, me going to Herb Ritts' birthday party. I have a very soft spot for this picture because the gentleman in the background was the one who set a blind date of David and I. He was David's hairdresser. I just moved to LA and he told me that he was having a birthday party and that he would like me to come. He gave me the address. It was a restaurant, and I thought it was a party, but there were only 4 people, him and his boyfriend, and David and I. And that's how we met David. Teddy Antolin, may he rest in peace, is the one who set up, and it was a blind date. And he did good, and I did good. So this is 1996 of the Met, and I'm wearing Christian Lacroix. There's a very famous video out that some journalist asked me, well, what brings you out here tonight? And I said, this dress. When you have that dress, you gotta go out. The hair was done by a friend of mine who's a hairdresser, Oscar James, and he thought it like a very ingenue with the short bangs, but it's lovely. It's very lovely. I couldn't breathe, but who cares? So this is 1996 Chanel boutique opening, and I remember that I wanted to wear this because I just loved it. It's Versace, the whole thing is Versace, shoes, bag, again, the whole thing. I was trying to be also very respectful of Carl because Carl was going to be there, and why wasn't I wearing a Chanel, right? Well, he didn't send me a Chanel, so what can I tell you? I have to get what I can. No, but he loved it. He loved the outfit. He said, it's very chic, it's very elegant. It makes you look so young, he said. So this is 1997 at the Met tribute to Gianni Versace. And what I love about this picture, I'm not wearing Versace. I'm wearing actually Gianfranco Ferré, who was a very dear friend of mine, and he was going. Obviously, lots of people wanted to wear Versace and all that. And I said I would wear if he did something in tribute to a Versace design. So this was what he came up with. And this is Donatella admiring the dress. She said, yeah, he really did a good job paying a tribute to Versace. Really, she looks great in here, but she always does. So this is 1999 Vogue Millennium issue. I want to say it was an MTV night before. The Video Award was before. So a lot of the girls were at that party. I saw them and I told them, don't be late tomorrow. We got there, but what you see here is something that created a ruckus at the shoot. I got there with an afro that was bright red. So nobody expected it, so they thought it was a wig. Oh, yeah, it's funny. Annie Leibovitz was taking the pictures. She said, okay, now remove the wig. I said, it's not a wig, it's here. And the reason I did it, because I knew who the group of the girls were gonna be. Let's not forget, it's a millennium issue. I really wanted, if there was a young black girl who's gonna look at these pictures in the future, that she would see some curly hair, to see herself represented. And that's what I did. I knew Naomi was gonna have straight hair because that has her signature look. So I just wanted to give a counterpart to that. And Anna told me that she loved the hair. So this is 2009, Model as a Muse. Great exhibition. Thanks to Anna for actually putting something that celebrates models. This is custom made by Donna Karan. It's a glorious, glorious one piece that's very sculptural. There was no room for underwear or nothing. You just go as you are. It was beautiful. I loved it. I have to say it was one of the best times I've had at the Met because there were so many models, and models are much easier than celebrities, really. We have more fun. This is 2009 in Oscar de la Renta at the American Ballet Theatre Gala. One good thing about this dress and this color is that I can use it anytime to post something about St. Patrick's Day. It does. It's the perfect color. I have to tell you, this was one of the first dresses that I have worn out that is that big. Usually I don't gravitate towards really voluminous dresses like this. You really have to work all evening. But I enjoyed it. It was very Cinderella-like. And I kept on thinking, wow, how is Sarah Jessica Parker half of my height and carries these big dresses effortlessly. It's like it's an art form. This is 2015 at the Amphar Gala in Balmain. I think I just met Olivier because we just did the W shoot. We became close. And I really wanted, for the first time, to wear what I would call the new evening. You know, something that wasn't really a tuxedo, something that wasn't a dress, something that wasn't a gown. I loved it because, first of all the stripes are very flattering. They make you very elongated and it's very dramatic. You know, and I've loved Olivier since then. Here I am at the Venice Film Festival 2019 and I'm wearing Valentino Couture. Beautiful, beautiful. And this, I have to tell you, it was very dramatic trying to get into the boat, you know, in Venice. There are no cars, but getting this whole outfit with all these feathers around it, getting in and out of a boat, then up on a stairs, it was drama. And so when I got there, I barely had 5 minutes to do, but I was thinking, because there are all these birds on it, I was thinking flight. So that's what I did. I just had my one arm up so that it just showcases the whole feathers and it looks like birds in flight. And this is 2019 Women's Wear Daily Honors for Valentino. And of course, I'm wearing a Valentino. This was a little bit tricky. They created a sash for me as a belt because I felt like I was being engulfed with the fabrics. So they created that sash so that there is a separation in the waist. When people saw me, they felt like, oh my God, how are you carrying this whole dress? But it felt like feather, like I was wearing a t-shirt. And this is what's so great about Pierpaolo for Valentino. His clothes, even the couture dresses, as complicated as they are, as voluminous as they are, as constructed as they are, they really are very comfortable in wearing it. Wow. So this is 2020 at the Amphar Gala. I was getting an award, but I wanted really to shop my closet. I have great outfits. This Dana Karan I loved because it's a beautiful tuxedo dress, completely covered, long sleeves as you can see it. It has a train, but this is from 1990. I have no idea what magic that I concocted that I got into it. But the big surprise and the best thing of the evening was seeing Dana Karan's face when she saw me. She could not believe at first that I still had this dress and that I was able to get into it. For me, this experience has been very lovely. I'm one of those girls who I never say that I just want to be looking backwards. But it's lovely to see pictures and you see the looks of what you wore in life and where you were. So thank you, Vogue, for sharing with me these pictures. I've really enjoyed it and I hope you have enjoyed it too.